next Friday is the Feast of the Sacred Heart of Jesus. So please try to come to the 5:30 Mass down in the big church for the Sacred Heart of Jesus. Such a beautiful feast day, and yet most people don't ever know about it because it's during the week. Also, I'm going to do 2 weeks of traditional Catholic summer school starting on July 7th. It'll be for 2 weeks, and the girls will be here and the boys will be down at the school, and we'll just ask for donations. They'll pay for the food. Nomini Patris et Filii et Spiritui Sancti. Amen. The Holy Gospel talks about being invited to the great meal, the Holy Eucharist. And Thursday we celebrated the great feast of Corpus Christi. And we can never imagine what a great thing it is to be able to kneel and receive Jesus. We can't, it's beyond understanding. It's beyond anything. Angels don't get to receive Jesus in Holy Communion, and we do. And Jesus invites us. All we have to do is be good, baptized Catholics, and to be in the state of grace. And how important that is to be in the state of grace. As I said on Corpus Christi, as reading St. John Vianney said, if you receive Jesus in mortal sin, he says, it is offering the sacrifice of Jesus to the devil at his feet. That's how serious it is. Saint Bridget said, there is no greater, there is no punishment that can punish anyone in this life to make up for receiving one Holy Communion in the state of mortal sin. So it just gives us a little value of what a great thing that we're invited to do, to come to the holy sacrifice, the Mass, and receive Jesus. There are 3 people who make excuses. The first has just bought a farm, and that symbolizes all the people so busy with worldly things. As you'll see, people are driving and everybody's busy and everybody's doing their things. They don't even know it's Sunday. They don't even know that Holy Mass is important because they're totally involved in whatever that they like to do in their ordinary life. They don't have time for God's invitation to such a great thing. How sad too, all the time people come to confession and they say, I missed Mass on Sunday, but they're never really sorry. It's like, it's no big deal. I missed Mass. I was on vacation. Oh, I had company. The slightest little excuse not to come to Holy Mass, and they come to confession, but they're not sorry about it. Why should we be very sorry for not coming to Holy Mass? God gives us everything, every second of our life, in this life, and He's offering the greatest gift of heaven, which is pleasure beyond ever imagining, and He just offers it for free, and He asks one little thing, Sunday. But it's not just, this is a big problem, we Catholics have just said, oh, you've got to come to Mass on Sunday. No. It's keeping all day Sunday for God. If we get that straight, then it's easy to come to Mass. Because as I said, He gives us everything, every second, the air to breathe, our heart beating, everything we have, our family, friends, food, animals, nature, everything we have only comes from God. We would have zilch, nothing, if it wasn't for God. And He asks, though, for the whole Sunday. So, but many people just, oh, I gotta go to Mass on Sunday. And they be in trouble if I don't go to Mass in that 1 hour. I have to give that hour to God. Okay, I'll go. Well, today something happened. Many people do put it off to the end, and then they don't go. Because they're tired. It's like, okay, I'm going to go to that last Mass. Or I'll go on Saturday evening so I can get it out of the way. What a disgusting way of coming to the banquet that God is inviting us to. And so the first person is all concerned about this world, enjoying this world, what they buy, what they do, their work, and they don't go to the banquet. Second one is going out to try his new oxen. And those are the people that are so caught up in work. So many people work on Sunday. We're not. It's a sin to work on Sunday unless you're a doctor or a nurse or a pharmacist or something, a policeman, something that we cannot do without. And also very important, do not go to restaurants, do not go to stores on Sunday because you are responsible for those people working. You don't need to go to the store on Sunday. You don't need to go to a restaurant on Sunday. You don't need to make those people work. You can wait till Monday. But with this, I gotta have my thing right now. Oh, I forgot to buy this today. I'll go, I need some ice today. I need to do that. I need some milk. No, sacrifice a little bit. You are making those people have stores open. Believe it or not, when I was young, there were very, very few stores ever open on Sunday. Now everything's open 24 hours a day because everybody wants everything right away. I want to go shopping in the middle of the night. I want to do this. I'm going to do oh, I can't wait a couple minutes to go to get my thing. I got to go right now and get it right away. So everything all set to people's demand. They want everything fast, quick, that they want. No. God gives you 7 days. And you need to tell everybody else this. He gives you 7 days. It's a gift from God. 7 days. And he says, you have 6. Keep 6. All I want, give me 1 back. And people, nope, I'm not going to give you that 1 back. So you can say, I give you $7 billion. You know, I'm really kind, I love you. Here's $7 billion. Give me $1 billion back. No way. But I gave you all 7. Can't you just give me $1 billion back? No, I like $7 billion for me. So we need to talk to this to other people because our culture, as you see, and you just look around today, are people keeping Sunday holy? Are they keeping the Lord's Day holy? When Our Lady appeared at La Salette, the 2 great sins that she said God was going to punish for was working on Sunday and taking God's name in vain. Those 2 were the big sins that she came to tell in La Salette, France. The third person said, I just got married. And that symbolizes not a holy marriage where you're having relations to have children, but people who give into their lust, into their body, to what they want to eat, to the sensual things, all that. They're giving into their lust, into their food, into their pleasure of the flesh. And that is a huge problem today. As you all know, we live in an X-rated society. Not just out there in the world. When you go to church, women come dressed sexually, explicitly sexually. Terrible. In our Catholic school, they dress explicitly sexually. Those people, no, I don't want to go to the banquet because I'm going to go get my pleasures, what I want. So it's very hard for us to try to be pure in a very X-rated world, but we have to do it. And everybody justifies. Well, you're weak. Well, it's, that's, everyone has to have pleasure. Everybody has to give in, No, it's a very serious thing. And it's this big monster that's growing and growing and growing with the pornography, with the adultery, with the fornication, with all, it's just growing and growing and growing, and it's feeding the Antichrist, as you'll understand later on. Why did Barack Obama win? Why is Obamacare? Because it gives abortion, contraception, sterilization. Why? Who else supported his huge election? Were the homosexuals. It's all sexual. People want tons of sex, so they want a government that will lead them to that. Why? We went yesterday to pray, do a vigil prayer for Father Walker, always with Father Kara always go to the abortion mills. And why do people have abortions? Because they're indulging in premarital relations. That's why. And then they want to get out of trouble, so there's an easy way of murdering the baby and it's gone. And for a few minutes, for a few days, for a few months, you can forget about the problem until you die, and then you see your little baby torn to pieces. So we need to really fight. We're all very weak. Each one of us, I am too, you are too. We have to really fight against these temptations, and we need to help other people fight them too. I want to read a list of 10 things you can do to stay sexually pure. And yesterday was St. Aloysius Gonzaga, and when he was, I think he was 9 years old, he offered up his virginity to God, and he lived totally pure life. But then we have St. Augustine, we have St. Mary Magdalene, who were very sinful, and they converted, and they're saints. They lived very disordered, sensual lives, and they converted, they changed. So we have pure angels, and we have terribly sinful people that converted, and they're both saints. So we need to try to be saints. First, to stay sexually pure, you need to pray, constant prayer. Secondly, by mortifying the flesh. So you don't give in to eating every time you want, sugar all the time, all laziness, no. You have to, and it says the spirit of impurity is only cast out by prayer and fasting. Frequent meditation on the four last things and of the bitter sufferings that our sin caused our Lord. Fourth, a quiet consideration of temporal and eternal evils which follow from our sins. As you can know, every sin has a consequence, and it comes back on us. 5, love and veneration of Our Lady. She is the refuge of sinners. 6, a mortification of the eyes. That's when we don't look at things that are going to cause us to have sexual temptations. 7, avoiding all occasions of evil. So that's with people, places, things that are going to make us to fall into sensual sins. It says, are you stronger than David, who was unfaithful with Bathsheba? Are you stronger than Samson, who allowed Delilah to cut off his hair and lose his strength? And then he suffered. They poked out his eyes, they chained him up, and he lived like an animal. Are you wiser than Solomon, who started out so wise and had tons of women and fell? No, we're not. We're just as weak. 8, avoid idleness. As you know, that they say, idle hands is the devil's workshop. You aren't keeping busy praying, studying, working, helping, then you have all this plenty of time to do bad things. 9, immediate banishing of all bad thoughts, and immediately thinking of the names Jesus and Mary. 10, the frequent use of the Holy Sacrament of Penance and Holy Communion. By going to the sacrament of confession and receiving the Holy Eucharist, we are given graces to fight the temptations. We cannot do it alone. We have to have God's help. We have to do our part. A lot of people go, oh, God doesn't give me the grace, I just have to sin. No, God's giving the grace. We're just not availing ourselves to the grace, and we're not. So we have to do our part, and God will do his part. But where do we get God's help? In confession and Holy Communion. Nomine Patris et Filii et Spiritui Sancti. Amen.